Well, hello everybody. It's Scott Young and Sean Stribby, our Technical Services Manager. We're from Optrics Engineering, and this is your weekly edition of the Optrics Insider. So normally we do three topics. Today we have three plus a bonus, which is going to be a funny one from the looks of it. Okay, so the first one is SonicWall VPN patch now because there's a bug that you want to take care of. Five Eyes calls for an encryption backdoor. Third one is software engineer catches a bot posting on Twitter. And finally, there are onions, and there are onions too sexy for Facebook. So that should be interesting. All right. Okay, so let's talk about the VPN, SonicWall's VPN bug that you need to patch.
Okay, so they've just patched it. It's updated and fixed. It appears to be a buffer overflow in the SSL VPN service within a SonicWall firewall. Their listing of all of the various different firmware versions that need to be patched is available on SonicWall's support page, which we'll include a link to. But basically, with people working from home quite often, and we're in the same boat, you need a way of connecting back to the office for some things. People deployed lots of VPNs. An SSL VPN is very easy to deploy. If you've ever gone to a banking site that says that it's secured with SSL, it's effectively the same thing. You open a browser, you go to the right place, you log in with your credentials, and then in a web page, it presents you, here are the resources on the home office or in the office. And then you can click on them and browse files or get access to something that it would typically only be inside. But for that to work, the firewall needs to expose basically a web server to the rest of the internet. So it was found, they say that there's up to 800,000 firewalls that may be exploitable with this. So if you have a SonicWall firewall and you've used the SSL VPN, double check to make sure that it's updated. It's like everything else, patch.
And SonicWall is a very popular firewall, especially among small and medium-sized businesses. So definitely keep an eye on that. Okay, so let's move on. Five Eyes call for encryption backdoor. So if you watched James Bond, and I want to say it's Spectre, but I could be wrong, as they talked about Five Eyes and they try to bring it in. So who is Five Eyes, and why would they be interested in trying to create an encryption backdoor?
So the Five Eyes Security Alliance is the nations of Australia, Canada, New Zealand, the USA, and the UK. And in addition, as part of this statement, Japan and India have also joined in. So they've basically said encryption, just like we talked about, bank site encryption, it's incredibly important. They support it strongly. However, they would still like some way of being able to get access to the encrypted content in an appropriate way.
So basically, it's the government spying agencies want to be able to be able to have a backdoor into looking at encryption just in case they're investigating something.
So, if you're going to your bank site and it's got an encrypted backdoor and you log into your account and you check your balance, if they have this backdoor, somebody could be basically watching over your shoulder. Oh, this is the username and password you typed in. This is how much money you've got in this account. Oh, you transferred money to so-and-so. Great. Yeah. They would be able to see all of that. So they're couching it as they typically do in the, it's for your protection. We are trying to see, maybe it's not you that's logging into your banking site. Maybe it's a criminal. Maybe it's one of these drug lords that's trying to transfer money to pay off a supplier so that they can import more drugs into your little neck of the woods. Or maybe it's some other, dark web thing that they're trying to pay for. They want a way of being able to see this. So it's been back and forth throughout the industry. If you can, the gold standard is that if you've got good, strong encryption, it's unbreakable. And they're saying, well, we want you to have good, strong encryption, but we want it broken.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's lots of debate on that, which we won't touch, but just I guess our job here is to inform you that this is out there,
Yes.
not necessarily to debate it. Okay, thank you. So let's move on to our third topic. A software engineer catches a bot posting on Twitter. So this is AI at work, I would imagine.
Correct. Yes. So software engineers have been trying to build things that are context aware, right? So when you type in something into Google and you ask for XYZ, they go, oh, you're asking for this, but this is also related to it. And is this really what you were looking for? So context makes perfect sense. You want to be able to understand the language and come up with things that are in a related context. So in the last little while, there was a GPT-3 language generator. So it's gone out and they've given it absolute huge swath of the internet, the text, so that it has an example of what human speech sounds like or looks like when you type it out. And so somebody took this and let it loose on Reddit. They were posting about one post per minute on all sorts of different topics. And these posts were about 6 paragraphs long and were actually, a few years ago, you would have been easily able to go and say, oh, this is obviously something that's computer generated or a bot put it together. But these paragraphs that they were posting every minute were really good and made sense. It would 90% of the people would look at that and go, oh, hey, thank you for the feedback, or thank you for the information. It's not 100%, but it definitely is showing that, very soon when you're interacting with something, you go to a bank site and you say, hey, I'd like to check on my bank account balance. Right now, a lot of those are people that are working from home, but in the near future, you could be interacting with a 100% computer generated bot that you have no idea is a computer generated bot.
Yeah, you're actually seeing that a lot if you visit a website and you have usually in the bottom right-hand corner, there's a pop-up so that you can have an online chat.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, well, it'll usually tell you, but most of the time you're dealing with a live human being, but often it's a chat bot, and it's just designed to, it's kind of like a telephone auto attendant. Press 1 to talk to sales, press 2 to talk to support. It's kind of, its job is to, based on how you answer, kind of direct you in the right place before you talk to a human being. Is that a good way of doing things? Well, I guess you can argue that it's going to put people out of jobs, but
yeah,
I guess the world evolves as the world evolves. Interesting. Okay. Welcome to the world of AI. Sorry, you have a further comment?
Well, I was even going to say that I believe our websites even have a bot in them, or a chat bot or a chat functionality that has at least some canned responses where it's, hi, it's after hours right now. If you need to physically talk to somebody, our office hours are X.
Sure, but it's not engaging you in an actual conversation.
No.
Like some things are. Okay, well, let's finish things off with our fourth and the bonus topic. There are onions, and there are onions too sexy for Facebook. Okay, explain that one.
So a seed company in St. John's, Newfoundland, here in Canada, they posted on Facebook an advertisement for their Walla Walla onion seeds.
Okay.
This advertisement was rejected by Facebook as being overtly sexual. So not nude, not just risque, but overtly sexual.
Okay.
This is, again, artificial intelligence taking a look at something and flagging it without any human intervention as inappropriate.
Interesting. Well, I haven't seen the ad, so I can't comment. But I guess if the whole goal, though, this is the irony behind it, because obviously this story made it out, and if the goal of the company was to promote the Walla Walla onion,
right?
The seed onions, is to get people to say, hey, we can sell them to you. Well, they just got a bunch of free publicity because it made the news. So hopefully it helped boost some sales for them. But That's interesting. That's funny.
Yeah. And the ad was really just a wicker basket piled with these onions with some sliced onion on the side.
Right.
But the store manager, when he got the feedback that this was an overtly sexual picture, looked at it and went, well, there's lots of round shapes. You know, what could it be? So,
Okay. Well.
but funny thing is, about 20 years ago, we were talking with a company that figured that they thought they had figured out how to flag pornography using artificial intelligence even back then. But the problem was too many false positives, that there too many things, pumpkins,
Sure.
were all also being flagged as pornography, and certain various actual pornography, for whatever reason, was not being flagged at all.
Interesting. So I guess it shows that AI still has some work to do,
Yeah,
which is okay.
Been working on it for 20 years and it still needs work.
Interesting. Okay, so thank you, Sean. So just to review the 4 topics. So if you have a SonicWall firewall, make sure, and especially if you use their SSL VPN feature, make sure you patch because there's a bug. 5 Eyes, which is the government organization of Canada, US, UK, New Zealand, and Australia, plus India and Japan would like to have people to use, organizations to use encryption, but they want to backdoor in so they can look at it. Software engineer caught a bot posting, not on Twitter, but it sounded like it was on Reddit.
Reddit, correct.
Okay, and then of course there's that seed company in Newfoundland who got their onion ad banned because it was too sexy by Facebook. So there you go. All right. Anything else, Sean, you want to add, or are we good?
We're good.
Okay. Thanks, Sean. And I hope you all enjoyed this week's edition of the Optrics Insider. Of course, if you enjoyed today's episode, please like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment below. We'd love to see your comments. Thank you very much. Have a great week. Bye for now.